I went to the gym every day for 30 days. Here's what I learned. In the 30 days I dedicated to this challenge, I picked up some tips, tricks, and just general practices that I'd love to share with you guys. I've compiled a list. This list is not a one-size-fits-all. It won't work for everyone. What works for you might not work for me and vice versa, but I thought, why not just share these tips into the world? If it can help someone, then I've done my job. Okay, let's start off with tip number 1. This tip I learned unintentionally. I didn't set out to do it, but I think it's something that people would definitely have a lot of fun doing, and that is jumpstart your fitness journey, fitness challenge, whatever it may be, with a challenge. I decided to go on a hike with my friend. I didn't realize how difficult it was until I was actually there. It's called the Stairway to Heaven hike. I'm in New Jersey, so it was local to me. It was very challenging. I didn't realize exactly how brutal it was until I was there. And I started reading reviews. I'm like, Jesus, Brooklyn, maybe you should do some research next time. But it was an absolute great time. 10 out of 10 would recommend for this purpose. Will I do it again willingly? Probably not. I think this is a once a year type of thing just to keep your body in check. But I had a blast in between dying, but I had a blast. Like, it was awesome. It definitely jump-started everything. The reason I'm telling you to jumpstart your fitness journey with a challenge is for 2 reasons. One, you could jumpstart your body. If you were a couch potato like me, it's a great way to just get out there, get moving, and just see where you stand really physically, just to get a good sense of where you're at. And 2, everything else will pale in comparison. The hike that I did was around 7.5 miles to and from, so it was brutal for me. Again, this is a beginner's video, so what seems hard for me may seem easy for you, or vice versa. It may seem impossible to do 7.5 miles. Everyone starts at different places. Everyone is a beginner at some point, but starting off with a challenge like that will just help you immensely with like your mental game. Like, everything else will seem easier. I could do 30 minutes of cardio. I walked 7.5 miles. Like, everything else will pale in comparison, I promise you. Do something that fits your lifestyle, something local to you, something accessible for you, but start off with a challenge. Once you sign up for a gym, for me it was Planet Fitness, I always make sure to ask for a tour. I didn't do this the last 2 gyms that I went to, and I feel like it definitely stunted my growth a little bit because I didn't feel comfortable in all areas of the gym. So asking for a tour and bringing a friend on my first day is definitely something that I would recommend. Just knowing where all the equipment is, how everything is laid out, where like the locker rooms are, just all the amenities that are offered to you for your membership. Just getting a tour is really simple. One, you get to meet the employees that are there, so that's really fun. And once you feel more comfortable where everything is, it's just all up from there. Tip number 3. This is for all of my competitive people out there. I'm competitive by nature. I'm a competitive and a stubborn Sagittarius, so I thrive off of competition when I feel like it, depending. But nevertheless, encourage competition, and you'll feel way more motivated to complete tasks, because in your head you're like, this is a competition and I must win. So what I did was I was active every day for 30 days. That doesn't mean I went to the gym every day. That doesn't mean I trained until failure every day. It means that I was active. So I'm going to share with you my 7-day split of what I did for 30 days. And it worked for me. It worked for my goals, my needs. It's not going to be the same for everyone. But this is just an example of what I did for the 7 days. To preface my 7-day workout split, my form of cardio, or my favorite form of cardio, is 12-3-30. If you follow like the TikTok trend created by Lauren Giraldo, like that's literally my favorite. I love 12-3-30. I love incline walking. I prefer it to running. It's comfortable for me. It's challenging, but I still love it. And that's just what works for me. Do whatever works for you. I also like the elliptical machine and the rowing machine. So those are just what I alternate between, just so I don't get bored. But Sundays, I love to start off with a cardio session and abs. Sundays are, at least in my lifestyle, since I'm in school, Sundays are when all my assignments are due. So I want something semi-quick, but I still want it to be active. So cardio and abs. Mondays are my leg days. I like to start off with a cardio session, whether that's 12 through 30 or the elliptical, and then I do leg days. Tuesdays, I do arms. Tuesdays, triceps and biceps, as well as some 12 through 30 or whatever cardio I'm feeling that day. I like to switch it up. I don't like to do the same cardio every day because I know I get bored and then I just won't want to go or I won't do it. I just like to switch it up, keep myself on my toes. Wednesday is my favorite day of the week, and that's back day. I love to do the rowing machine as my cardio, and I mainly use cable machines or the Smith machine for my rows, and I absolutely love back days. So because I have 2 leg days a week, I like to have a little bit of an active recovery day to recover a little bit. So that's what I do. I do a cardio and ab day again. And Friday is when I do my second leg day of the week. I'll do like a 12, 3, 15. I don't do a full 30 minutes on leg days because it takes a lot of time and it's just more efficient for me that way. My leg day is on Friday, and then Saturday I just do an active recovery day of just walking. I would walk for an hour. I'll just walk outside, at the gym, whenever I do. I just like to walk. Okay, walking is perfect for me, and I love it. I absolutely love walking, and it's one of my favorite forms of just active recovery. So that's my 7-day split. It works for me. Some days I'll switch it up. Some days I'll do more arm. Sometimes I do like a full body day, but it kind of just depends on what I'm feeling. I listen to my body, and I don't push myself too close to getting hurt. I try not to injure myself, and yeah, I'm still learning, but that's just what works for me, and that's what worked for my 30-day challenge. So my 4th tip is to get yourself comfortable in the gym, get yourself acclimated to where everything is, and that is to explore a new section of the gym every day. So if you're like me and when you just started, you're like, I'm just staying in this little room, in this little corner, doing my dumbbell exercises, and I'm staying near the cardio machines, and that's it. Like, I would feel so intimidated by like the free weights, by where all the machines are. Like, trust me, I know. So this way, once you push yourself, you inch yourself towards all the other sections of the gym. Sooner or later, you're going to feel comfortable everywhere, and you can maximize your gains. Tip number 5. This is my absolute favorite tip. It's not mine. I found it on TikTok. If I could find the original creator, I will try to tag it down below, but it is watching a cardio show. So a cardio show is a show that you watch exclusively when you're doing cardio at the gym. Pick a show that you're really into, something that you really like, something that you know is like your vibe that you're going to want to watch. Exclusively watch it when you're on the treadmill or whatever form of cardio you do. And 1, you're going to feel motivated to go to the gym because you're like, I need to know what happens. How does the show end? You're going to want to know how it ends. And it 2 just keeps your brain occupied as you're doing like long forms of cardio. Like you're not going to get bored. If you're like me and like listening to music, I kind of zone out and I get bored and I get tired, and then I'm like, I think that's enough for today. A cardio show just keeps my mind occupied. Time goes by faster. I'm motivated to come back so I can finish the show. And yeah, it's just number 6. I don't know if this will make sense, but follow gyms, not certain influencers. This isn't saying like don't follow gym influencers or people that could teach you. I'm saying that for me, since I was starting out and it was so overwhelming just sifting through influencers when to like certain gyms, I was getting confused with machines, and it was just overwhelming, just information overload. I would look up videos or TikToks or people that go to the same gym that I do. So I go to Planet Fitness. Granted, most machines are fairly similar to each other, but just to eliminate all the guesswork, to make everything streamlined, slightly easier for me, because you know the internet is giant and there's a million influencers out here. I would just look up videos that were made by people at Planet Fitness. 1, I could like learn the layout of the gym like slightly easier, since you know most of the machines are grouped together. 2, it takes the guesswork out of everything, and you know you learn and you pick up on some things, but it makes it so much easier than just looking at an influencer and I'm like watching this video and I'm like, wait, that's a hip thrust machine? I don't have a hip thrust machine. So it's just a tip to get through information quickly, and that's just following gyms and not influencers. Like, just look for videos or TikToks or whatever made at your specific gym. Number 7, and that is take progress pictures and progress videos often. I can't tell you how much I wish I took more videos, because it's just awesome to look back on. And if you're like me and you don't weigh yourself, it's just great to see just little changes in your body. And it's not just like, oh, I think I see a change. Like if you have photos and if you have videos of yourself, it's just awesome to see changes and comparisons. And these clips are just great to look back on because it's like, wow, in the 30 days that I've been doing this, I noticed a huge change in myself. I noticed a huge change in how I'm training, what I can do physically, and it's just great. So take videos, take photos often, just to look back on. You don't even need to share them with anyone, just keep them for yourself so you could keep track of your goals and keep track of your gains. Number 8, speaking of keeping track, for me and my personal relationship with food, my past experiences as a human being, I don't track calories. It doesn't work for me, at least where I am at right now. That doesn't mean I won't do it in the future, but for me right now and being a beginner, portioning out my food, weighing my food, just tracking my macros is so intimidating. It's just not for me right now at this point in time. But what is for me is tracking my protein intake. You want to keep track of your protein intake because, yeah, it's like, you know, how you're going to build muscle, see the most results. Again, I'm not a personal trainer, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, not anything of the sort, but just these are things that I've picked up on the 30 days that I've been doing this. So keeping track of my protein is helpful for me. I don't have to, you know, portion out what I'm eating, weigh what I'm eating. I'm just eating cleaner, and keeping track of my protein is just healthy for my goals right now. And if you think counting calories is too intimidating, just doesn't work for your lifestyle, whatever it may be, try just keeping track of your protein. Number 9 is to reward yourself. I am the ultimate shopaholic. I'm the ultimate material girl. I love shopping. So like rewarding myself with like things to go to the gym, like gym outfits, new sneakers, a gym bag, like whatever it may be. Like it's just something so little that I was probably gonna buy anyway that just motivates me even more to go to the gym. So reward yourself. These 30 days were hard. Like they were hard. They were not easy, and it was definitely a mental challenge more than anything, just a determination type of thing. I'm not good at routines, so pushing myself to this limit was just unreal for me. But rewarding myself along the way definitely helped. I bought myself like water bottles, gym outfits, sneakers, like stuff like that, like every week, and that honestly motivated me a lot. And it's just something to just keep in mind because you're doing all this hard work, you might as well reward yourself. And at number 10, this is something to steer clear of, or just something to keep in mind, at least for me. And that is bringing a friend to the gym. It's great to bring someone with you to the gym. You're not alone, you probably feel more comfortable, you have, you know, someone to talk to, you could work in sets together, you could carpool, like it's great. There are a million benefits to bringing someone to the gym with you. But a tip to keep in mind, don't become reliant on this friend. I am like that too. I love bringing my mom, I love bringing my Nate, I love bringing a million people with me to the gym, so it's fun. But once you become reliant on bringing someone to the gym, you feel like you can't go without them, or you don't want to go without them because it's like, I'm alone, and the whole like safety and numbers thing and like all of that. Just be wary of bringing people with you because they're not always going to be there, and then like only going when your friend is going is just going to study your gains, and it's just not practical. You lose your independence, like all of that. So just keep that in mind. But those are my 10 tips that I learned going to the gym for 30 days straight. I'd love to share with you guys more of my fitness journey, so comment any suggestions down below. And yeah, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. I am trying my best, my absolute hardest to be more consistent on this channel. So bear with me, but thank you so much for making it to the end of another video. As always, just peace, happiness, love, positivity, and bye!
It's like keep holding on to this present time, inspired by the ones that were left